Hey guys, what's up? I'm Speo with the Voice of Reason, and in today's tutorial I'll quickly explain how I use parallel compression to give my drums more pop in a dubstep mix, or in a mix in any electronic dance music genre really. I've set up a quick example here just for demonstration purposes, and I'll give you a quick listen to it now. So as you can hear, I've got my side chain set up and everything, but I still want to give the kick and the snare more pop, so they punch through the mix even nicer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click the master section and create an M-class compressor. On the compressor, I'll bring the input gain all the way up, the threshold all the way down, the ratio all the way up, the attack all the way up, and the release all the way down. So what we have now are the harshest possible compression settings with full attack, which means that we get this nice popping, almost clipping sound. Now we can just tap to the mixer by pressing F5, and here in the upper section of the master strip we have the FX Sense, and here on the first channel we can see here's our compressor, and we can bring the level all the way up on that one. Now here, down here in the FX Sense selection section, yeah, that rhymes, you can see that I have separate channels for the kick and the snare, which is useful because you don't want to put parallel compression on your hi-hats or something. You might want to, but you don't usually want to. So having the kick and the snare on separate channels is usually a good thing. Okay, what we can do now is we can turn on the FX Send, the first FX Send, which is our parallel compressor, and on the kick channel, and we can bring the level all the way up on that one too. So what we've got now is we've got every time the kick hits, a much louder kick is routed through this compressor here and totally crushed. So we've got this nice popping, almost clipping sound going back here into the FX return section on the master strip. And it's important that we bring down the level a bit here now, because otherwise we'll just clip our whole song. So I'll just bring it down to minus 28 dB for now. Okay, what we could do now, of course, is we could just activate the first FX Send here on the snare too, which would mean that the one compressor would deal the parallel compression for kick and snare. In this case here it would work because we just have a lazy 140 BPM half beat going, but in a glitch hop track, for example, when the snare hits right after the kick, that wouldn't be a good idea, because the parallel compressor wouldn't have the time to reset the gain reduction and we wouldn't get the full effect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right click the master section once again, create an M-class compressor, sorry. And on this compressor I'll just copy the settings that are down here. So full input gain, and minimal threshold, full ratio, full attack, and minimal release. And then in the mixer I'll again do the same steps as I did with the first compressor, full level on the send section. And now here in the selection section, I'll activate the second send, which is now our second compressor on the snare channel. And here I can also bring the level all the way up and reduce the level on the FX return to about minus 20 dB. Okay, now that this is set up, we should have a nice and punchy sound for our kick and snare. Okay, so this is how you can give your drums some additional punch if you feel they lack it. Of course, these are now kind of extreme settings, but you can play with these FX return levels to see how much punch you want to give your snare and your kick. So, I hope this tutorial was useful. If it was, drop a like, that would be much appreciated. My name's been Speo, this was the Voice of Reason. Have a good one of whatever you're having.